If you want to make real money in today's market, you only need to know one thing. The biggest fortunes in the world right now are being made in technology. Amazon is now the world's third largest retailer, just behind Walmart and CVS. Airbnb now offers more rooms than Hilton, Intercontinental, and Marriott. And according to investors, it's now the most valuable hotel service in the world. And this past year, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, and Amazon leapfrogged Berkshire Hathaway, Johnson & Johnson, ExxonMobil, and JP Morgan to become the 5 largest companies by market cap in the US. If you had invested just $10 in these companies on the first day they traded on the stock market, you'd have invested $50 total, and you'd be sitting on more than $1.7 million today. But here's the thing, most people never get in on these opportunities. That's because 99% of analysts and average investors don't have a clue what it takes to make the really big money in new technology. And by the time you hear about these companies in Forbes or the Wall Street Journal, the biggest gains are gone. Now here's the thing, people aren't missing out because they're lazy or slow, but because they're not tapped into the world of high tech like I am. Silicon Valley's inner circle. Right now, the inner circle has all its attention on one technology, Bitcoin. But it's not for the reasons you might think. You see, any man on the street can tell you Bitcoin prices are going berserk. But practically no one knows how the Silicon Valley inner circle are positioning themselves to make a killing from it. While most Wall Street analysts are wasting time trying to predict which cryptocurrencies could skyrocket next, if Bitcoins have real value, and whether cryptocurrencies are truly the next big thing or just another tulip bubble about to burst, we inside the Silicon Valley inner circle don't care. That's because we're paying attention to more exciting news unfolding right under most other people's noses. You see, while the talking heads on TV are distracted by the incredible gains people are seeing in cryptocurrencies, like the 667% you could have made in Bitcoin since the start of 2017, or the 3,684% you could have made from Ethereum, insiders like me believe Bitcoin and other currencies like it are merely the first sign of a much bigger investment opportunity unfolding right now. A technological shift that could ignite the biggest financial windfall you've had the chance to take part in since the birth of the internet. One that could make you a small fortune if you invest before February 18th. You see, Bitcoin is a great asset. It's currently accepted as payment at Target, Amazon, Expedia, Tesla, PayPal, Microsoft, and CVS Pharmacy. You can even use it to buy a ticket to outer space on Virgin Galactic. Its investors include people like PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel, Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak, and billionaire Richard Branson, who said, "I have invested in Bitcoin because I believe in its potential." And if you got in during July 2015, when I first wrote this Bitcoin report, you could have turned $10,000 into over $240,000. But while most investors are focusing on Bitcoin, they're missing the bigger story playing out behind the scenes. Today, the big money is hiding in the companies applying Bitcoin technology in new ways. A Harvard academic estimates this new technology is about to surge 1,500%. That means it would create over $7 trillion in new wealth for investors. The CEO of NASDAQ calls it the biggest opportunity we can think of over the next decade or so. A report released by Berkshire Hathaway Company estimates this market will double every 2 years and grow 25-fold to over $5.4 billion by 2023. The general public has no idea this is happening, but insiders are already calling it the greatest profit opportunity of the century. And you should take that prediction very seriously. Why? Because I'm currently an advisor and/or investor in 15 private companies developing this technology. And because I'm on the inside of these companies, I have greater knowledge of this space than any Wall Street broker or financial journalist could ever dream. I know for a fact there's a major catalyst from inside the US government, one the public hasn't batted an eye at despite the information being out there, set to send prices in this industry rocketing higher in the first quarter of 2018. I'll tell you more about this soon. But so far, no one is even close when it comes to estimating the amount of money you could make with one small stake in this technology. Let me show you what I mean. My name is Jeff Brown. I studied aeronautical and astronautical engineering at Purdue University, the same school that produced Neil Armstrong and several other astronauts. And for the past 26 years, I've worked as a corporate executive at the forefront of new technology coming out of Silicon Valley. I've worked at large, very well-known companies like Qualcomm and Juniper Networks, and for the majority of my career, I've actually been overseeing global projects in foreign markets. Before I moved to Silicon Valley, I was based in Tokyo, Japan. You might have seen me on any of the dozens of TV interviews I've given over my career, or perhaps you've attended one of the hundreds of lectures I've been invited to give at private tech conferences and companies in more than 30 countries around the world. I was the head of global strategy and development at a division of Qualcomm, an industry leader in the semiconductor field, where I oversaw a deal that resulted in a $380 million windfall for the company. I was a vice president at NXP Semiconductors, the Apple supplier responsible for delivering the key components that make the iPhone's Apple Pay possible. During that time at the company, my personal stake in the business grew 940%. Regular investors could have claimed as much as 774.9%. But the important thing for you today is that I am an investor in 89 tech startups in advanced technologies. Conventional wisdom says that 9 out of every 10 tech startups fail. So far, I've only lost money on 2 deals, and one of them returned back 60% of my original investment. Not because I'm special, and not because I'm some kind of investment genius, but simply because I'm more in tune with what's going on in the tech market than most investors who merely dabble in the space. And there's nothing I'm more excited about than the technology behind Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology. As I've mentioned, I'm an insider at 15 private companies using this new technology right now. It currently makes up roughly 20% of my total portfolio. And already I've seen my personal stakes increase 1,930%, 3,940%, and 5,880%. But I believe with the opportunity I just discovered in a meeting I had with some members of the Silicon Valley Inner Circle could make you even more money. That's because we're just at the beginning of what I believe will be a major tipping point for the blockchain. And unless you want to look back in 5 years wishing that you'd gotten in while the elevator was on the ground floor, then I recommend you get in now. Over the next few years, you could be looking at gains of 1,140%, 1,790%, 2,148%, maybe even an incredible 9,800% or more over time. Enough to turn a modest $1,000 stake into $148,780. Now, of course, nothing is guaranteed, but my research has painted a pretty clear picture. But there's one big problem. Most ordinary folks won't hear about it until it's too late. And if you want to claim your share of the profits, you need to make your move before the really big money starts flowing in. Impossible? Not at all. Because I've done it. And all you need to do is align yourself with an insider, someone tapped into Silicon Valley's exclusive network, someone with a proven ability to spot the big new trend before it reaches a major tipping point and becomes mainstream. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to prove to you that I am that person. And I'll also prove how you could easily bank up to 21 times your money just from one opportunity I'd like to share with you today. Just imagine how much money you could make if you knew just a fraction of what I know about the future of technology. You see, in Silicon Valley, there are circles, and then there are inner circles. The real thing, the real inner circle, is restricted to a small number of people. It's exclusively reserved for those with the knowledge, experience, and money to fund companies, to guide them, and to connect them to people who can help them achieve their objectives. As an angel investor who has funded over 80 startups, as a technology professional of 26 years, as an advisor and board member of early-stage companies, I have paid the price of entry others have not. And the access this gives me is absolutely vital to my success as a research analyst and angel investor when it comes to identifying new technologies worth betting on. Unlike most people, I've spoken to the CEOs and founders of hundreds of early-stage tech companies. I get the perspectives from the entrepreneurs on the ground who are operating in this space, thinking about new business models, and it's absolutely invaluable information. And because I'm an investor, not just an analyst, I'm immersed in the world of technology in a way no other analyst I've ever met is. I've been on the front lines of new technology for my entire professional career. And you don't have the kind of career I've had without developing a knack for knowing what the next big thing is. For example, the month before Apple released the new iPhone X, I accurately predicted the phone would include new augmented reality, 3D sensing, and wireless charging features, and showed my readers 4 different ways to profit. In January 2016, I told a private gathering of wealthy individuals about a company named NVIDIA. NVIDIA supplies the graphics processing units integral to blockchain-related companies. It was the best performing stock on the S&P 500 in 2016. It already rocketed from $25 to $206 per share. Most recently, I recommended my readers use a little-known backdoor to invest in a private company named Chain. 3 months later, the Nasdaq Stock Exchange announced it had partnered with Chain to test drive using this new technology to issue stocks, and I expect this recommendation will pay off handsomely. How does this help you? I recently attended a private closed-door meeting with an exclusive group of the top 35 startup investors in Silicon Valley. This meeting was invitation only. The only reason I was in the room was because I am one of them. As a member of this group, I must abide by strict confidentiality agreements, so I cannot show you the names or faces of the other members. However, I can reveal the group included some of the most influential investors in Silicon Valley, including early investors in Elon Musk's SpaceX program, Airbnb, Uber, Facebook, and Lyft. There was a former VP of Twitter, a former CEO of Forbes, as well as several billionaires and people who have invested in more than 300 private technology companies. And at that meeting, everyone was talking about one thing: blockchain technology and blockchain-related cryptocurrencies. It's tough for most non-tech people to understand exactly what a blockchain is. All you really need to know is that blockchain technology goes far beyond Bitcoin. IBM announced in August of 2017 that it's working with major food companies including Walmart, Unilever, Tyson Foods, Dole, and Kroger to introduce blockchain technology into their supply chains. The Ibm Walmart Partnership is one of the biggest practical tests to date. The Department of Homeland Security has invested millions in a number of small companies developing this technology. Bank of America has filed over 20 patents related to blockchain technology. Google is one of the most active corporate investors in blockchain technologies. As Goldman Sachs has stated, from Silicon Valley to Wall Street, technologists and investors alike are buzzing about the potential for the blockchain to revolutionize, well, everything. Forbes reports banks, financial institutions, and many others are adopting this technology faster than anticipated. And on top of that, the number of corporate investors in blockchain companies hit a record high this year, with more than half of the world's large corporations looking into blockchain technology. The United Nations is even using cryptocurrency vouchers to feed refugees. But right now, there's only a handful of investors who know how to profit from it. And quite honestly, you don't need to understand what the blockchain is to make money from it. However, it may interest you to know who else is investing in it. Blythe Masters, the former chief financial officer at JP Morgan's investment bank, founded a blockchain startup. Billionaire, Dallas Mavericks owner, and Shark Tank TV star Mark Cuban has invested in several companies in this space, saying blockchain will be at the core of most transactions in the future. Healthcare, finance, all will use it. Billionaire hedge fund manager and former Goldman Sachs partner Mike Novogratz has committed at least $350 million to it. He said, 10% of my net worth is in this space. He called it the best investment of my life. Even Russian President Vladimir Putin, long rumored to be one of the richest men in the world, met with Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin at the 2017 World Economic Forum to discuss the potentials of blockchain. And this is just the start. Richard Branson holds an annual blockchain summit on his private Necker Island, where industry leaders and innovators gather to discuss the technology. He has said that the capacity it has to transform global payments is very exciting. Bill Gates has publicly supported the blockchain, and billionaire Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, has just purchased the domain names AmazonCryptocurrency.com, AmazonCryptocurrencies.com, and Amazon Ethereum.com. Does Bezos believe cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology could play a big part in Amazon's future? What do you think? I actually believe Amazon will issue its own currency and have its own ICO. In short, rich and high-profile people are beginning to get seriously interested in the blockchain and the cryptocurrency space. But while they're interested and investing a ton of money, very few people outside the Silicon Valley inner circle understand how quickly this technology is advancing, and they don't know what's about to happen next. A catalyst is set to ignite the blockchain and cryptocurrency market, sending billions more investment dollars into these companies. Hard to believe? This growth is already happening. Private investments into blockchain companies have topped $4.5 billion so far this year. This is 8 times more than the same period last year. But while this growth is very encouraging, the amount of money is nothing compared to what could be flowing into the blockchain space 3 months from now. The catalyst I'm talking about could lead to mass adoption of blockchain technology. The closest comparison to what is about to happen with blockchain and cryptocurrencies is what happened back in the 90s with the boom in internet technology. Initially, most people had no idea what the internet was. Perhaps they used it for email. Then it reached a tipping point, a point of mass adoption. At the height of the dot-com craze in the early 2000s, the market was worth $1.7 trillion. Today, 80% of the world is connected to the internet, and as of May 2017, the top 20 biggest internet companies in the world alone are worth a whopping $3.7 trillion. Compare that to cryptocurrencies. There are only roughly 15.2 million users. That is just 0.2% of the global population. So there is a lot of room to grow. And because of a recent surprise move from the Trump administration, I expect things to gear up quickly after February 18th. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Of course, that doesn't mean you need to wait to start making serious money. If you were connected to the Silicon Valley's inner circle like I am, you could have already made 623% from NVIDIA, the company I recommended in January of 2016. Other companies you could have made money from include 833% from 360 Blockchain Inc., a firm that provides financial services to both public and private companies. 1,121% from Global Arena Holdings, which acquires companies and patents that use blockchain technology, and much, much more from a long list of companies. But there's still big money to be made if you act before February 18th. In short, the investment case for the cryptocurrency space goes far beyond Bitcoin, because Bitcoin was simply the first application of blockchain technology. There's an entire ecosystem of companies that benefit from Bitcoin's existence, and many of them offer much bigger opportunities for you to make a small fortune than most investors realize. The reason these other companies are so exciting is because if you find the right one, their technology often has far greater applications than Bitcoin itself, so the profit potential is much greater. Those of us in the inner circle even have a name for this. We call it the crypto effect. And getting in on just 1 or 2 of these plays can make you a hero to your family. I have a personal stake in rapidly growing private early-stage companies, like one blockchain technology company built for the healthcare industry that is currently up 193%. I'm currently up 394% on another company, a global digital asset management system on the blockchain. Then there's a relatively little-known cryptocurrency designed to fulfill a function of the banking industry. I own a stake in the private company that developed it. And as you can see on this chart, since February 2017, this crypto has skyrocketed up as high as 4,554%, handing early investors a staggering 45 times their money, enough to turn $2,000 invested into $91,100. But listen, you have to be careful investing in some of these smaller companies. A company named Online PLC changed its name to Online Blockchain PLC and saw its shares jump 394% in less than 24 hours. This is reminiscent of the dot-com bubble, where companies would simply add the words .com to the end of their name to attract investors. As far as I know, this company has nothing to do with blockchain. and its investors are likely to get burned. If you don't know what you're doing and you chase after every stock that has blockchain or cryptocurrency in the name, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot or in the head. I know this because I've seen how this works from the inside. And I've learned firsthand the kind of gains it's possible for investors to make when a small tech company makes a big breakthrough, and the crippling loss that can follow a bad decision. This is important for you because the booming cryptocurrency and blockchain market has attracted more speculation than any other market since the internet boom. And based on what I've discovered, there are several surprising opportunities out there most people aren't looking at yet. They have already attracted major investments from Microsoft, Lloyds, JP Morgan, and IBM. And in the near future, huge sums of money will be made by people who bet big on the right cryptocurrency and blockchain technologies now. Truthfully, most mainstream investors have no clue what's about to happen in cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. Lucky for you, I do. In fact, I'm going to stick my neck out and make some statements that are sure to ruffle a few feathers on Wall Street. For instance, here's what I've found through my research. The reason Bitcoin had a huge run-up in price from $1,400 to $7,500 in less than 6 months is because of a major shift of private capital. Basically, a lot of rich people and large investment funds with piles of cash realized they were missing out on some incredible gains in the crypto market. So they began pouring millions of dollars into Bitcoin. When this private money stops flowing, there will be a correction, which is why I recommend you don't put all your money into Bitcoin, and instead use a simple, safe, and rather unusual tax-free alternative, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Some people will tell you initial coin offerings, ICOs, are where the next big cryptocurrency fortunes will be made. I've got some new research that indicates that out of all the new digital currencies that are issued, 91% of them fail. After 12 months, the vast majority of them, even ones that are good projects, backed by good people, trade between 50 and 90% lower than the price they were initially offered at. So unless you really understand what you're doing, putting your money in ICOs is likely to end in complete disaster, particularly if you are new to the space. Some people say that the cryptocurrency market is in a dangerous bubble, like the Dutch tulip bubble, and that you'd be a fool to invest now. I disagree. Here's why. Remember how the internet boom played out? The internet was little known in 1993 when it was first made available for public use. But by 1999, it was the biggest show in town. Like Bitcoin and blockchain, the internet was first misunderstood and took time to catch on before wide-scale adoption exploded. If someone came to you in 1992 and said, "Hey, there's this thing called the internet, let me explain how billions and billions of dollars of value are going to be created in entirely new business models," how would you have reacted? U.S. astronomer Clifford Stroll said in 1995, "Visionaries see a future of telecommuting workers, interactive libraries, and multimedia classrooms. They speak of electronic town meetings and virtual communities. Commerce and business will shift from offices and malls to networks and modems, and the freedom of digital networks will make government more democratic." Baloney. Recently, Mr. Stoll said, "Of my many mistakes, flubs, and howlers, few have been as public as my 1995 howler." Even the inventor of the Ethernet, a kind of pre-internet, Robert Metcalfe famously said, "I predict the internet will soon go spectacularly supernova and in 1996 catastrophically collapse." Yet today, over 80% of the world is connected to the internet. The reason I'm showing you this is because I want you to understand something most people don't. The mainstream has a very poor track record when it comes to recognizing revolutionary new technologies. Just like cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology today, a lot of smart people were convinced the internet was just a passing fad. But if you were one of the few people with the courage to place a few small bets on internet technology before the rest of the world caught on, you could have made 29,919% from Apple, turning a tiny $200 stake into more than $59,838. You could have made 55,549% from Amazon, turning $200 into $111,098. And you could have made 82,757% from Microsoft, turning $200 into more than $164,000. Today, you're facing a similar situation with the blockchain. Right now, most of the public has no idea how big the blockchain will be. In terms of the internet boom, as you can see in this chart, we are still early. And the reason you want to invest now is because when the masses start to adopt this technology, just as what happened with the internet, the door to big gains will start closing fast. There are rumors that the blockchain will be mainstream by the end of 2018. It won't be. I believe it will happen much sooner than that. How do I know? Because blockchain technology is already on the cusp of going mainstream. I've already told you about some of the industries exploring the use of blockchain technology now: healthcare, insurance, retail, the financial services industry, shipping, energy. But the really big news, the catalyst that could spark the blockchain revolution, comes from a leaked internal document from the US government. The document reveals government departments are already partway through a 6-month trial of integrating blockchain technology across their systems. The Center for Disease Control and the General Services Administration are already experimenting with pilot projects. And publicly, the Trump administration has doubled down on its commitment to adopting blockchain technology in government operations, 2 senior White House officials said in September 2017. The investigation is scheduled to end on February 18, 2018. This is just the beginning. A new law making its way through Congress is expected to be effective as early as January 2018 will stop the IRS taxing Bitcoin transactions under $600. You see, right now, anytime you use Bitcoin to buy something in US dollars, the IRS considers it a taxable event. But this new law removes this burden and paves the way for Bitcoin to be more frequently used in daily transactions. And this suggests to me that blockchain technology could start becoming mainstream much sooner than most people think. And in order to take advantage, your best bet is to invest before the government announces its findings on February 18th. This means your window of opportunity is open now. My research has turned up enough facts for me to be more certain than most of what's on the horizon. Having this clear vision is why, over the past few months, I've been in touch with the Silicon Valley inner circle. Basically, I've been following the breadcrumb trail to sort out the fact from the fiction so you can invest in these companies before the official word is out. Now, of course, nothing in the market is guaranteed, but there are 2 opportunities my research strongly suggests will benefit from the crypto effect. Let's take a look at the first one. On January 3rd, 2009, the next major revolution in technology kicked off. This was the day Bitcoin founder Satoshi Nakamoto mined the very first Bitcoins. Unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you've heard the term Bitcoin mining. But what does that really mean? Take a look. Looks a little silly compared to a normal mining operation, doesn't it? But consider these facts. Today, the cryptocurrency market, built on blockchain, is worth $200 billion. As this chart shows, a number of top venture capital firms have invested millions in blockchain and cryptocurrency technology. Last year, they pumped more investment into Bitcoin and blockchain-related startups than any previous year. All this money is driving demand for miners. Global Bitcoin mining is so popular, there are massive international mining operations in China, Malaysia, and Iceland, and it now consumes as much energy per year as the entire country of Nigeria. Fidelity Investments has even begun a Bitcoin mining operation that has started turning a profit. This is one of a series of signals large financial institutions have been giving this past year to begin throwing their weight behind blockchain technology. The first publicly listed Bitcoin mining operation rose from 32 cents per share to over $4 per share in less than 6 months. That's a 1,326% increase for early investors. The second has gone from 4 cents to over $4.48, an 11,100% return. And it's all thanks to the crypto effect. Can you see the potential here? It's a trend that we in the Silicon Valley inner circle can't ignore. Indeed, Mark Andreessen, one of the earliest investors in Facebook, said, "We're quite confident that when we're sitting here in 20 years, we'll be talking about blockchain technology the way we talk about the internet today." And the first company I'm going to tell you about today supplies the technology required to power these cryptocurrency mining operations. Remember I told you NVIDIA, the company I recommended at a private wealth meeting in January 2016, went up 623%? NVIDIA supplies the graphics processing units, GPUs, that are essential to Bitcoin mining. The company I'm going to tell you about is also cashing in on this trend, but it's less in the spotlight, and I believe it has much more room to run. Beyond Bitcoin mining, other companies are using this technology as well, in embedded systems, mobile phones, personal computers, workstations, and video game consoles. Chances are, if you haven't seen this technology yet, your kids have. There are also real-world applications. For example, GPUs are also used to power driverless cars, artificial intelligence, and the cloud. We're only seeing the start of what is possible with this technology. If an entire industry could experience this level of growth, imagine what you might see from the right company in this space. A company whose shares should rocket skyward as Bitcoin and blockchain technology goes mainstream. We'll see even more investment dollars flow into this space. Now, most of the companies doing the most extraordinary things are still private, and very few investors can get access to them. Right now, the only people interested in investing in these opportunities are the big tech insiders. That's your first hint it's a trend worth paying attention to. However, one public company has the potential to grow exponentially on the back of this trend, and it's one I strongly recommend you invest in before February 18th. In fact, I'd go as far to say if you only invest in one blockchain company, this should be it. The company came back on my radar almost 2 years ago. I've learned of several exciting developments since then, and just a few weeks ago, the company announced something I think could make this opportunity even bigger than I initially thought it would be. And I believe we could see this company benefit as the blockchain market grows 21 times in value from where it is trading today. That's 2,100%. Enough to turn a $2,000 investment into $24,000. A $5,000 investment into $105,000, or a $10,000 investment into $210,000. But as impressive as the potential gains are here, there is still another crypto opportunity I need to share with you, and I believe it could be my biggest score yet. Recently, I got a big hint from the Silicon Valley inner circle that one other company could be set to profit from the crypto effect in a major way. In short, this company has developed a tool that could make blockchain technology even more powerful. Specifically, it offers a breakthrough memory technology. Doesn't sound that exciting, I know, but the company recently partnered with a major giant in the tech field, one you would definitely know the name of, and it was awarded a prize in October 2017 for being one of the top innovators in its field. A Forex trading group says, as the demand for cryptocurrencies increases, these tech companies stand to profit substantially. And when you consider the growth of blockchain technology, it's easy to imagine how far and how fast this company's stock price could rise. As you already know, financial companies are currently investing more in blockchain technology than any other industry. Abigail Johnson, the CEO of Fidelity, is on record saying, blockchain technology could fundamentally change market structures and perhaps even the architecture of the internet itself. Visa has announced plans to launch business-to-business blockchain payments this year after investing alongside Citigroup and Nasdaq in a $30 million funding round for a blockchain startup. The World Economic Forum said in a report that more than 90 central banks are discussing the use of this technology. MasterCard is looking to integrate the blockchain into its payment systems, and that's only the beginning. And with the technology this company provides, it is perfectly positioned to profit from the growth of the blockchain in the financial industry. But there's a problem. While a handful of major investment firms like Deutsche Bank have analysts covering this stock, most people don't recommend it. That's because it's already risen substantially in price. So you won't hear about it in the Wall Street Journal or on CNBC. However, I do expect it to continue rising far further and faster than most of these analysts could even imagine. You don't need to be an accredited investor or anything like that. And like buying Amazon stock for $100 a share in 2009 and riding it up over $1,100 per share today, it could be worth your while, because this company could be a real wild card that pays off big for you. How much money is at stake for early investors here? It's impossible to say for certain. Here's what I do know. Every day you wait to pull the trigger on this crypto play, you'll watch a little more money leave the table. So if you're interested in the full details, I'll show you how to get them all for free in just a moment. But first, perhaps you're wondering, if there's so much money at stake, why would I share my ideas with you? Look, I've been fortunate to take part in some really big scores over the years. But these days, what really motivates me is discovering and researching new technology and sharing the excitement and profits of tech investing with regular people. Right now, I'm more excited about technology and investing in technology than I have ever been in my life. That's because two powerful forces are coming together at this exact moment, and they will reshape our daily lives. I don't have a ton of time here to go into details, but it's important you know the broad strokes. The first force is what I call exponential change. It's a very powerful force, but one most investors don't truly understand. Let me show you a simple example. Take this penny here. Imagine what would happen if it doubled every day for 30 days. How much do you think it would be worth? $1,000? $10,000? $100,000? At first, not that much happens, but by day 10, you'd only have $5.12. But by day 28, you'd be sitting on $1.34 million. And by day 30, you'd have $5.39 million. This is what we call exponential growth. Something similar has happened over the last 50 years in technology. You've probably heard of it, Moore's Law. Named after Gordon Moore, a co-founder of Intel, this law states that the number of transistors on a computer chip will double every 18 months. In the 70s and 80s, computing power advanced much like the penny from our example. The gains seemed small at first, but computing power is experiencing incredible growth now. And as a result, we're about to see stunning advancements in technology that will dwarf those made in previous decades. Consider this. Today's average smartphone is millions of times more powerful than all of the computing power used for the Apollo missions to send astronauts to the moon, and it fits in your pocket. Here's another example. Wireless communications were introduced in the 80s. Since then, the speed of wireless internet connectivity has increased more than 416,000 times. That exponential change has altered the workplace, created new businesses that depend on fast wireless access, and fundamentally changed American culture. Take Netflix. High-speed internet let Netflix launch their online video streaming service in 2007, disrupting the living room and changing home entertainment forever. Shares soared 2,769% since then. As I'll soon show you, what's ahead of us will be even more spectacular. So that's the first force. Technologies are advancing at exponential rates. And this is happening right now, today. And it's colliding with a second force you should know about. At the same time that technology is experiencing exponential growth, the cost of many of these advancing technologies are plummeting. For example, in 1996, the $55 million ASCII red supercomputer was the first computer to reach the speed of 1 teraflop. It occupied a warehouse nearly the size of a tennis court. In 2014, Sony released its PlayStation 4 video game console. It has almost twice the computational power as ASCII Red, and it cost 100,000 times less, just $400, and it could fit in a small backpack. That change occurred in just 20 years. This single example shows you that our computers are getting much faster, much smaller, and much cheaper. This combination of exponential technologies that are exponentially cheaper has created the perfect environment for innovation. It's what caused the cost of solar to fall from $76 per watt in 1977 to 70 cents today. It's what allows amazing apps like Uber to transform the way we travel. It's why there's been a million-fold change in the cost of mapping the human genome. 16 years ago, only one special lab could map your DNA, and it cost $2.7 billion. Today, anyone can map their DNA for $1,000, and you can set it up all online. And it's also why we've seen such radical changes in the stock market. It used to take a typical Fortune 500 company almost 20 years to be worth $1 billion in the stock market. Compare that to Facebook, which only took 6 years, or Uber, which only took 4 years. My point is, as technology improves exponentially, And as costs continue to plummet, certain companies are growing much faster than normal. And savvy investors who understand the potential implications of exponential change can get rich much faster too. I love sharing these ideas with people. I guess at heart I'm an academic. I enjoy teaching, and with technology advancing as rapidly as it is, it's an exciting time to be alive. Self-driving cars, once a Hollywood fantasy, are real, in development, and only a few short years from mass production. Ranchers today can herd their cattle with drones. And astonishingly, Elon Musk, one of the smartest tech entrepreneurs alive, has founded SpaceX, a $21 billion company backed by Google's parent company, Alphabet Inc., and Fidelity Investments, with the aim of traveling to and even colonizing Mars. Can you think of any other time in history when technology has advanced so quickly, or when there was so much opportunity for investors to make a fortune? It's easy to imagine a $5,000 stake growing 100-fold and what that would look like in your account. If you feel like you have the temperament and experience to approach tech investing the right way, then I want you to have access to my best ideas today. I'll give you instant access to the special investment guide I've just put together to help you profit from cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology called How to Make 21 Times Your Money from the Crypto Effect. All you have to do to get it is take a risk-free trial subscription to my research advisory, the Near Future Report. You'll learn everything you need to know about this special situation, including the full list of companies that could see a huge leap forward on the strength of the crypto effect any day. I have 2 companies now, but that could easily change to 4 or 5 in the next few weeks. You see, I believe there are still more companies that could be set to profit from this growing trend. And I'll be adding them to the list so you can get first access to all my best investment ideas. Like this one, the 100% legal way to make a tax-free fortune from cryptocurrencies. Most people don't realize there's a new, fast, and very easy way for you to take advantage of the high-risk, high-reward returns of cryptocurrencies, and that your gains can be 100% tax-free. I'm talking about an IRS-sanctioned retirement account that allows you to invest in cryptocurrencies for your individual retirement account, IRA, or 401k. As the Wall Street Journal said, the world's hottest asset is the newest way to invest for retirement. CNBC reports more and more savers are taking a chance and investing in this. And is it any wonder? On May 22, 2010, someone bought 2 pizzas with 10,000 bitcoins, which today would be worth over $70 million. But it's not just the promise of a crazy return that's intriguing investors. Using this little-known retirement account, there are no penalties or investment caps. On top of that, your growth accrues tax-deferred. And you don't have to be super rich or an accredited investor to take advantage. In fact, you can simply roll over a portion of your existing IRA or 401k and get started today. The fact is, it's the only option for investors who wish to hold cryptocurrencies in their IRA. It's also the fact it's considered a safe haven against the inflationary tendencies of mainstream currencies. In the US, gold, stocks, and bonds have long been the traditional hedge against the rising dollar. But Bitcoin now offers an alternative way to beat inflation. Although it's clearly not for the faint of heart, if this is right for you, it can give you all the tax advantages of a traditional IRA with the explosive profit potential of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. There are 2 options available to you. You can do it yourself or use an expert to help you. And you can deduct your contributions from your income tax every year until age 59 and a half. But perhaps the best news is your account is insured up to $1 million with a consumer protection insurance policy by Lloyds Bank of London. If there is any theft or fraud, you're covered for up to $1 million. And the account uses the leading digital security technology with over 6 billion in transactions per month and has additional security features including ID and voice verification so you don't have to worry about remembering another password. Binannce says cryptocurrencies are a red-hot asset that's now being used as a retirement investment. And I can't think of a better way for you to get started than this. I've negotiated special terms on your behalf to help you get started. I share all the intelligence you need to take advantage of this deal, including a complete step-by-step breakdown of how much I think you should allocate to which cryptocurrencies which you will get to look at for 60 days risk-free when you join my inner circle and claim your best chance to make potentially life-changing gains. My research service, the Near Future Report, brings you into my inner circle and makes you a fly on the wall as I uncover the most exciting tech stories both inside and outside of Silicon Valley. Join me today and you too will be one step ahead of the mainstream money in playing the tech trends I see coming before anyone else. My mission is to show you how to make huge money in tech investments in any market, whether stocks are going up, down, or sideways. Here's what you'll get as a new member. When you subscribe to the Near Future Report, you'll get your password to the Near Future Report website and access to my new program, How to Make 21 Times Your Money from the Crypto Effect, a complete breakdown of the 3 best plays I can all but guarantee you will make big money over the next few months. Perhaps as much as 2,100% or more. Here's everything else you'll get. 12 issues of the Near Future Report, value $199. Special members-only email alerts, including everything you need to know to make informed investment decisions, from the name and ticker symbol of the company to the buy-up to price, where to set your stop loss, and much more. Access to my complete archive of special reports and back issues. Full access to the Near Future Report portfolio, the Near Future Report support team. As a new member, you'll receive complete access to my support team, which you can reach by phone or email Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I realize I'm asking you to take a small leap of faith. After all, cryptocurrencies and the blockchain are red hot right now. Maybe that changes in a week or a month. So I want to make this an absolute no-brainer decision for you. So, for this invitation only, I'm including a $125 credit towards your first year of the Near Future Report, completely free. Here's how it works. I know your time is valuable. So to reward you for spending the last half hour reviewing my research, I'm giving you a $125 credit to put towards my new publication, the Near Future Report. That way, instead of paying the retail price of $199, it's only $74 to get your first full year of the Near Future Report. That means you save $125 right off the bat and get access to my best investment ideas for one whole year for the equivalent of just $6.16 per month. And if you're over 50, I'll make you an even better deal. Click the Join Now button below for full details. Wondering why I would practically give away my best investment ideas like this? I'm offering you this $125 credit for one simple reason. Because I want to encourage you to try my research. Because I believe you will find it useful and valuable as the crypto effect plays out and even more opportunities arise. By applying your $125 credit today, you can have my expertise every step of the way. It's a win-win for both of us. I'll be able to walk you through how to take advantage of what could be the biggest profit-making opportunity of our lifetime. And if you like my research, you'll choose to stick with me. I hope you do. Because if any one of these hidden crypto plays does as I expect and climbs 10 times in value or higher, you'll have paid for your investment 5 to 10 times over. I truly believe you could make a lot of money in the market from these recommendations for at least the next 18 months. So sign up today. Click the Join Now button below to claim your risk-free membership for the limited time we're offering it. And remember, you risk nothing. You'll have 60 days to decide whether my research is right for you at no risk. If for whatever reason you want to cancel your subscription in the first 60 days, just let me know. We'll give you a full refund, no questions asked. If you're ready to claim access to my full list of companies to buy right now and set yourself up to potentially make 10 to 21 times your money over the next couple of years, then click the button below and enter your information on the membership page on the next screen. Thank you for watching. Oh, and one more thing. I just added a 4th report that could be an interesting new investment idea for you. It's something I'm really excited about, but most people won't expect. I have to admit it is rather unusual, but I think it could help you make a lot of money. And more importantly, help you avoid one of the biggest dangers in the crypto market right now. It includes the names of 10 cryptocurrencies not to buy, and a whole lot more. You'll find all the details in your report. Click the button below and start your risk-free trial, and I'll send you your copy now.